Welcome to today's Explainer. Looking ahead to 2026, the absolute biggest shift in technology isn't going to be some shiny new app or a slightly thinner smartphone. No, the real game changer is that artificial intelligence is finally leaving our screens and starting to actually act in the real world. We are talking about an entirely new technological landscape where systems literally run businesses, pull water from thin air, and use biology as a living factory. Today, we're doing a fast-paced, high-energy deep dive into 7 innovation areas that are quietly but radically reshaping the next decade. So, what actually happens when AI stops just giving us advice and starts taking action? Well, literally everything changes. We're moving away from passive apps to highly active, autonomous systems. Over the next few minutes, we'll cover how this impacts AI agents, cybersecurity, fintech, gaming, climate tech, biotech, and eco-friendly materials. Stick with me here because at the end, we are going to tie all of this together into a massive, highly practical opportunity for small businesses and entrepreneurs. It's something you absolutely cannot miss. Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1, AI agents take control. This is the biggest shift right out of the gate, moving from mere assistants to autonomous actors running physical operations without a human having to approve every single step. And this brilliantly illustrates what agent orchestration actually looks like in practice. Imagine a small business workflow. Step 1, an AI agent independently handles a new customer order. That agent then talks directly to a Step 2 agent, which automatically manages the inventory restocking. Then, that agent hands it off to Step 3, where another AI fully reconciles the payment. All of this is working together seamlessly, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The absolute beauty here for an entrepreneur is that you don't need to build some massive, multi-billion-dollar AI model. You just need to build the workflow that connects these agents together. Section 2, Cyber Threats and Embedded Finance. The attack surface is completely changing, but companies like Sierra and Calypso AI are already stepping up to defend these new AI systems against prompt injection and hijacked autonomous agents. So the crucial point is that the old way of basic passwords and clunky separate banking apps, yeah, that is completely dead. The 2026 way relies heavily on identity-first security. That means systems continuously verify who is accessing what rather than just asking for a one-time login. And simultaneously, finance itself is becoming totally invisible. Financial services are turning into embedded infrastructure, built seamlessly into the platforms we already use every single day. And why does this matter so much? Well, think about emerging markets for a second. Take Kenya, for example, where mobile money is already an absolute powerhouse. This shift is laying the groundwork for a true, robust financial operating system for small businesses. We're talking about embedded fraud detection, instant identity verification, automated tax compliance, and smart cash flow forecasting. Even more incredibly, credit scoring is now being based on actual real-time transaction history instead of old-school collateral. This is a massively underserved opportunity on a global scale. Section 3, AI gaming and climate tech. In the gaming world, AI is completely compressing development timelines. It's allowing small, scrappy indie teams to build incredibly powerful, browser-based 3D games using WebGPU. It's a total leveling of the playing field. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is that number right there. $2 trillion. That is the staggering annual global spending we are now seeing on clean energy and sustainability tech. Climate tech sits right at this critical, explosive intersection of government policy, massive private investment, and urgent physical risk. It is arguably the fastest-moving space in the entire tech landscape right now. And we're seeing these innovations scale down into incredibly practical tools. In climate tech, you have standout companies like Climeworks doing direct air capture, literally pulling carbon straight out of the atmosphere at a commercial scale. You also have advanced climate risk software helping local businesses model their exposure to things like floods. But the real magic? That's happening in agriculture. Enterprise-level tech like soil sensors, drought prediction, and AI-driven irrigation are actively scaling down so that a single local farm can realistically afford and use them today. Section 4, Biology and Ecosystem Redesign. Now, this overlaps heavily with biotech, climate, and material science. It definitely moves a bit slower than software, but make no mistake, this is a fundamental long-term shift. To really wrap your head around this, you need to understand precision fermentation. Basically, this is using engineered biology as a manufacturing platform. We've got startups like Lancetech actually turning waste carbon into usable fuel. Others, like Latent Labs, are working on programmable biology.
Instead of building products in a dirty, traditional factory, they are literally programming cells to produce targeted medicines, food proteins, and industrial enzymes. Biology is literally becoming our next manufacturing substrate.
This all ties into a total top-to-bottom ecosystem redesign. We have moved way past basic recycling. We're now looking at buildings that manage their own energy completely autonomously. We're seeing packaging built for circular reuse right from day one. And crucially, falling component costs mean that off-grid solar and battery storage are becoming incredibly accessible. For regions around the world where traditional grid infrastructure is limited or unreliable, this specific tech is directly and immediately impactful. Let's move to and see how this builds into Section 5, the small business opportunity. Enterprise-level tech across all 7 of these sectors is converging into accessible systems that absolutely sing for small businesses. Listen, if you are an entrepreneur right now, your focus needs to be narrow and hyper-useful. Stop trying to build the next massive trillion-dollar foundational AI model. The real actionable opportunity is building highly focused tools within these converging sectors. Build a localized cash flow tool powered by embedded finance. Create a simple climate dashboard utilizing scaled-down sensor tech for local farms. Or just develop one incredibly reliable AI agent that perfects one specific painful workflow for an underserved industry. That is where the wins are.
And that brings us to our final thought. What does this massive convergence of scalable tech mean specifically for emerging markets, and particularly for Africa? Most global tech coverage completely skips over this, but the combination of existing mobile money infrastructure and highly scalable AI makes it one of the most explosive opportunity zones on the entire planet. We'll be doing a deep dive into this Africa-specific angle in our highly anticipated follow-up explainer, so you definitely won't want to miss that. Until then, ask yourself, which of these 7 shifts is going to disrupt your industry first, and what are you going to build to meet it?